It's Week 12 of the National Football League. And coming up, we'll see Justin Jefferson closing in on 1,000 yards receiving on the year. It's the Vikings and the Pats on Thursday night primetime.
As this crowd rolled into U.S. Bank Stadium, they were bundled up, jackets and scarves, downright cold outside on this November evening. But all good here inside as we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tonight it's the final morsel in our Thanksgiving feast, and we've got a good one in store between the New England Patriots and the Minnesota Vikings. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we might see some extra opportunities for the backfield for the running backs in this one, CD, because we've got the top pass defense going up against another top 5 pass defense in the league here going head-to-head in this one.
And amazingly enough, they get tested each and every week, don't they? You would think people would look at their rankings and say, okay, we've got to try it a different way. But this is the NFL. People want to move the ball through the air. So these guys get a lot of practice each and every time out. A lot of respect between these two defenses, both recognizing how well the other is playing. But let's face it, that respect goes out the window as we get started in this one. One has to one up the other. Let's find out who has the advantage in this game.
Time to set the old turducken aside and get ready for football as here we go on a Thanksgiving night. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Well, we get a first look at this Patriots offense and, of course, leading them for his second season. Last year's Rookie of the Year runner-up out of Alabama, Mac Jones.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
1 touchdown, 1 pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Jones looking to throw right away. Hunter Henry brings it in. Finding room at midfield. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Well, that's something that this defense is not going to be able to allow if they're going to have success here. They've got to be able to wrap up and get guys on the ground. They end up letting him get away, and it turns into a big play here early on. I can just see veteran observers of the game shaking their heads and talking about the dearth of tackling in the game today.
Throwing Jones. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 24 yards the gain there. Another first down as well. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Parker. And the Patriots are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. And defensively, these corners struggled last week. They're struggling again here early on the opening drive.
And you know that was not unnoticed on tape. So when they saw their struggle last week, guaranteed they went right into the game plan, attack them early, see if they're going to play any better, and if not, you keep the pressure on them until things change.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Again, Stevenson. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. About a half-yard from the end zone, third and goal. Stevenson is into the end zone. Touchdown, New England. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind-melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Folk, and it's now a 7-0 game. And it was polished off by a Ramondre Stevenson touchdown run. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings offense coming out for the first time, and in his 5th season leading this crew, coming off his 3rd career Pro Bowl nod, Kirk Cousins.
Now, the meeting we had with him this week, that's one of the briefer ones we've ever had, isn't it?
Wasn't too happy after last week.
Not happy. Really determined to play a whole lot better, and he really can't play a whole lot worse. He's got to go out and show the team that the goods that he exhibited early are still there. Otherwise, he could lose the confidence that they have in him.
And hoping to get rid of that interception bug. They start the drive with Cook. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 11 carries, 60 yards.
Well, obviously he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here at prime time.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
The Vikings sit 4-6 now on the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 4 yards the pickup, first down. Cousins now. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Throwing again on second down. Cousins. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, once again, from all of us at EA Sports, happy Thanksgiving. Hope everybody's had a fantastic day on the couch, belt unbuckled, feet up. This, of course, the nightcap to a great day of football here this Thanksgiving holiday 2022.
Only a pickup of 2, but that's all they needed for the first. Again, it's Cook. Room here to run. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. It's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw is Cousins. Out route incomplete. It's Osborne. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. And the sack leads to roughly a loss of 6, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on 2nd down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings
touchdown against them with one of their own. Joseph connects on the extra point, and we are tied at 7.
That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all total.
And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
Offense gets set to go, and there's Ramondre Stevenson.
A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
The speed of Jordan Hicks on display there as he gets the tackle for loss. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Straight ahead at Stevenson. And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Jake Bailey on down to punt here on 4th down.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It's taken to the 26. 47-yard punt, a return of 4. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And you see Dalvin Cook in the offense heading back out. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play.
Touchdown, Vikings!
Justin Jefferson.
His 2nd touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year.
And the Vikings have taken the lead.
Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. No run back here for Jones, a touchback.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there, you don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Stevenson gets it again on 2nd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They'll try and run for the first with Stevenson.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Jones. Open man, the tight end Henry. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That one good for 13 at a New England 1st down.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Jones on 1st down.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. From the gun, it's Stevenson.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
Now Jones to throw on 3rd down.
Oh, he's going to go for it all.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
How about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early. Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
And the punter Bailey on now as he sends this one away.
And it's taken in at the 9. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10.
Cousins. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins on the move to his left.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. The Vikings on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 8. And he will not make it back to the line of scrimmage as he's going to be taken down. It'll go in the books as a sack and a loss of a yard. But more importantly, it leads to 4th down. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Patriots take over.
New England's offense set to go. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Oh, nice move. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one good for 13 and a New England 1st down. Looking to throw. Jones.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That's a nice, not the man winning coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties. And he's able to knock that one away.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. That one good for 37 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, right on the money.
Here's Jones on 1st and 10. Open man right side, Myers.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Harris running straight ahead. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
They'll come to the line here, needing 9 yards to pick up the 1st.
Jones now on 3rd down. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. This Minnesota D up to the task on the 3rd down pass play.
So on 4th down, Jones jogs off, and on comes a longtime vet, Nick Ford, for the Pats field goal try. It is good. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. On top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Play fake. Cousins. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I like the play action there on 2nd and short, partner. You try and convince those safeties you're going to run for it. Hit them with that play action. Looks like a run. Then try and go over the top. Didn't work, but I like the play call.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go play action. Cousins lets it fly for Thielen. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, their first 2 drives yielded touchdowns, so there's no reason for them to feel like they have to pull back on the reins. They pushed it downfield, looking for another one right there. Didn't get it, but we know they're going to continue to be bold.
And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Now Cousins. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So touchdowns on their first 2 drives, but looking like that won't be the case here.
Yeah, it looks like someone put their dukes up a little bit, doesn't it? Maybe decided to finally make a stand because those first 2 drives, they got run over. Now, finally, got their feet under them, got a little bit of balance. They're getting off the field.
We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Pats will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. The Pats at the line, ready to go. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
Outside handoff to the right side. If you're a running back, you love getting the ball early so you have vision to see what's happening in front of you.
Right tackle likes that call. Big play for him, but don't forget about the guys you always tell me on the backside sealing off.
Where they talk about cutoff blocks, making sure no one can leak from the backside that can run a play down.
Nobody leaked. Big play. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Stevenson. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Off the play fake. Jones. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
This is taken around the 12. A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards. And that will come the offense as they take over. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the 2nd quarter. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
A solid stiff. Now Cook hit and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
But he has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
So that time they got the left guard with the hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and it'll be second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Back to throw. Jones. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Smith. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
On is Jake Bailey to send this one away.
This is taken at the 18. It's a 47-yard punt, but they did give up 10 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And you see Dalvin Cook in the offense heading back out. He's had it working pretty well here in this first half up until that last drive when he put it on the turf, Charles.
So I don't think they want to overreact to that fumble because now you've got a guy that's played so well, you don't want to take him.
The Pats are going to get there. Down he goes.
Matthew Judon in there to take him down.
Well, certainly going to be a lot tougher adding a touchdown to that lead now since they're facing 2nd and 20-plus. Big-time sack to start the drive and put the opponent way back. Let's see what kind of play call they come up with here.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
And wasn't that supposed to be a sweep?
They didn't even get to the outer third of the field. That got blown up quickly.
Normally, when you're calling a play, you're talking about that tackle made, as you said, to the outer part of the field. Ran that one down in a hurry. That's great diagnosis by the defense.
One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. Give them a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. Pressure comes and down he goes.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
So we've reached halftime here on the Thanksgiving night as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Once again, hope everyone out there has a wonderful Thanksgiving. Settling down now to watch Thursday night football. Let's take a look ahead to what's coming here on the rest of this holiday weekend. Some great games coming up on Sunday, highlighted by a 1 o'clock matchup in Miami. A good test for the Dolphins as they'll square off against the visiting Houston Texans. More good stuff later in the afternoon, one being down in the desert, where it'll be the Cardinals at home in Glendale, taking on the LA Chargers. Then on Sunday night, a big one in the NFC to wrap up the holiday weekend. The Packers and Eagles from the Link. Coverage at 8:20 Eastern Time. Time now for a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for New England. And they were able to have a little bit of success on the ground. The question will be, will they stick with it? Or will they be throwing more to try and regain this lead? Meanwhile, for the Vikings, we take a look there at the numbers for them running the football in that first half. Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Running on first down is Cook, but he didn't find much there. Call it a gain of 3, second down.
And the last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Here's Cook again.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
On third down, Cousins. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing is Cousins. Complete. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And it's picked up by the Patriots. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Charles, he lost a fumble last week as well. So now back-to-back weeks, maybe you expect that from your tailback, but not him.
You're exactly right, because you work a lot with your running backs about how they have to protect the ball in traffic. But downfield in open space, that's dangerous as well, because you may make someone miss, and their flailing hand can knock the ball away if you don't tuck it away.
They go play action here on first down. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying, we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Off play action, Jones. And that is incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through the completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Folks' kick is good.
And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13.
Well, certainly happy they were able to force the fumble, Charles, but wish they would have gotten in the end zone, only getting 3 points there and still facing this second half deficit.
And they also will understand it's going to be a whole lot tougher to force another turnover the rest of the game, because that offense, they're going to be all about ball security from here on out.
And he won't quite make it to the 25. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
Coach will just be relieved though if they improve on the score here, right?
I think Coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up without turning it over.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory.
53 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They run it again with Cook. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. Matt Judon there to bring him down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
On 2nd down, Cook down to about the 22 here. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
3rd and short yardage, Cousins. He's got his man, T.J. Hockenson. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Touchdown, Vikings!
Dalvin Cook,
a 9-yard touchdown ground. And they're able to add on to their advantage.
Joseph connects on the extra point.
And the lead is up to 8. A 10-play drive that time.
And the final act of the drive was the touchdown catch by Dalvin Cook. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
New England trying to get a place on offense.
And after the field goal last time, see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted them. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Jones to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 24.
He'll start by handing it off to Dalvin Cook.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Play action now. Cousins completes it to the fullback Ham. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it. It's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put in.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. The Vikings send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. So the Patriots coming out now. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
As a linebacker, you're taught to stay just slightly behind the ball carrier just in case he makes a cutback. But when you find the gap, shoot it. And he found it all right. Took it straight into the backfield and made the tackle for a loss.
Takes this one across the 35 to the 36. A gain of about 4. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Complete. It's Henry. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. We are headed to the 4th here on Thanksgiving night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 47. Throwing Jones. He'll let this go for the end zone. Parker's got it for a New England touchdown.
So part 1 of what they needed is done. They get in the end zone. Now you have to imagine we'll see a try for 2.
And that's what the book says, but defensively, they can't hang their head right here. They still got a chance to come out with the lead if they make a play.
But he is not going to make it. It's a big play by the defense, and they're going to hold on to their 2-point lead. And the failure to convert and tie the game, now the pressure shifts back to the defense.
But I think it was the right play. I think it was the right call to try and tie the game there. Kick an extra point, you're still down 1. What's the sense? I like what they did.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
Well, they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score, but bottom line, they are still on top with the football, and a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
92 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Cousins. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
The Patriots ready to try again on offense. And you sense the tide turning. They scored, then their defense forced the punt, and now a chance to ultimately take the lead here late.
Open receiver here, complete. It's Parker. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. the delay. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
First down, and they go back to Harris. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. And everybody thinking about the possible field goal on fourth. It would be 58 yards from here. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure to give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They give him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks. He seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes. For Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 48. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Here we go. Again, it's Cook. Shifts past him at the 45. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
Give him 22 there on the third down conversion. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Draw play, Cousins to Cook. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 111 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. They'll go Madison up the middle. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Dalvin Cook with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Getting set to go again on offense, here's Devontae Parker now. They might want to mix something up defensively because he's been shredding them a bit, hasn't he?
That he has, and even with all the changes that you know are going on the defensive side of the ball, he's still finding ways to get open, finding the right spots, and the delivery's been pretty good, too.
He's over 100 yards, has the 1 touchdown score to this point.
And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Looking to throw. Jones.
Got a man. It's Tyquan Thornton.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Jones. His throw incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with him.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
DJ Watt
from his outside linebacker spot gets him down there for a loss of 4.
Work now for Jones and the Patriots here after the sack. It's 3rd and long. That's swung out wide to Harris.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Now Cook running right.
Down to about the 37.
He was close to flirting with that sideline, but able to stay in bounds like his coach wants him to do and keep that clock moving.
Isn't it funny that we're watching this play when we had that discussion just yesterday about this? What do you do in this scenario? What do what's your mindset? It appeared to me that he'd totally forgotten that he needed to stay in bounds, and then the last second, oh no, I better get down. And he ended up doing the right thing. But at that point, maybe close to letting it slip away.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, one thing that you and I featured as a storyline was that they were facing the NFL's #1 defense coming in, and they really took it right to it.
Yeah, they didn't blink, did they? And instead of just saying to themselves, let's make sure that we minimize our mistakes and try and play a conservative-type game, they attacked right from the beginning. Said, we got to go after these guys. I think sometimes you take the #1 rated defense by surprise when you do that.
So for Minnesota, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for New England, it's starting to look like it won't be their year as they drop to 5-6. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Buffalo Bills.